Hey everybody, Andy Kvernen here with another Cornerstone Connection Daily Devotional. I wonder, as you look back in your life and think about the different seasons that you've experienced, perhaps there have been some seasons of suffering. Maybe they've been really significant seasons. Maybe you've experienced trauma in your life. Maybe you've suffered a disease or an illness that's chronic and that's caused you not only significant physical angst, but also emotional and spiritual angst even. And, as I look back at my life, I certainly don't compare my suffering to other people's. I think, God's been gracious to me in so many ways. And yet there have been seasons where I've suffered. I've struggled with different things, whether it's relational suffering or watching one of the people that I love get sick or these kinds of things. And we all experience suffering in different ways. Now, one of the common ways to think about suffering is that it must be a result of something that I did. God is causing this to me. And often we actually think, God, I don't think I did anything to warrant this, so why are you doing this to me? What's up with my suffering? Why am I suffering here, God? What did I do? Show me. And that's a common conception today. It's actually a common way of thinking about it in the first century. And there's this account in the Gospel of John, and of course we've been reading in John here in our Bible reading plan at Cornerstone, and we come to the beginning of John chapter 9, and Jesus has just been having these really significant interactions with the Pharisees. Things are escalating. The Pharisees are calling him of the devil. He's actually saying, well, your father's the devil. And the relationship is going south very quickly. Not because of Jesus. Jesus is right. But the Pharisees are further and further rejecting him, and they're more and more threatened by him. Well, at the beginning of John chapter 9, verses 1 and following, we read this. It says, as he passed by, he saw a man blind from birth, and his disciples asked him, Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Okay, so there it is. The disciples are thinking, this guy's blind, this guy's suffering. What happened? Who sinned? This was their perception of why suffering would be. Listen to Jesus' response. Verse 3, Jesus answered, it was not this man that sinned, it was not that this man sinned or his parents, but that the works of God might be displayed in him. I think that's fascinating, friends, and actually I think that's so helpful when I think about suffering. Jesus says about this blind man, it wasn't that this man sinned, it wasn't that his parents sinned, but it was that the works of God might be displayed in him. Friends, one of the reasons that God allows suffering is to demonstrate to us his ability to overcome it, and his ability to deliver us through it. It says that the works of God might be displayed in him. See, God means to demonstrate himself as sufficient, as powerful, as capable. And even in the midst of our suffering, he means to demonstrate to us that what we think we need isn't really what we need, at least at the deepest level. We don't need complete relief from our suffering, although we want that, and ultimately we need that, don't we? But temporarily, in this life, we don't need relief from our suffering. We need him. And when he comes to our aid, when he comes to our defense, when he meets us in our suffering, sometimes to deliver us from it, as he'll do with this blind man, sometimes to just sit with us in it and sympathize with us, Hebrews 4. What he does is remind us that of all the things in the world that can happen, of all the pain that we experience, of all the insecurities, all the fears, all the shame, more than anything else, we need him. Friends, why suffering? Why are you suffering today, perhaps? Friends, I'm convinced it could be because of your sin. It could be because you're running the other direction like Jonah. But often it's because God means to display his glory in you. And so get ready. Jesus continues here. He says, we must work the works of him who sent me while it is day. Night is coming when no one can work. As long as I'm in the world, I am the light of the world. Friends, we have the light of the world available to us by his Spirit. Let's turn to him in our suffering. And perhaps the question is not, God, why are you allowing this? But instead, God, what would you like to do through this? Here I am. Go ahead and display your glory. Friends, God bless you, and so delightful to see you here again on the Cornerstone Connection. Have a great day, have a great week, and we'll see you again soon. God bless.